Oh, wow.
So although I hadn't messaged her or emailed her, we just sort of lost contact through friends and things. And she had a little one, and her little one's 6 months old, and we spent about 45 minutes catching up. So
Oh, that's even better, isn't it? But maybe you were manifesting it in your mind, and then you made it happen for real.
yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Vicky, did Jeff get his note?
Yeah, he found it this morning. He just said, thank you for the note.
He's feeling it all. He's feeling it.
Yeah.
Sometimes boys just don't have the words, do they? But I think it will definitely be appreciated.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you don't say that I told you to do it, because someone in the other group said, oh yeah, I was told to do it for my homework task. It's like, don't say that.
You said that when I said thank you.
Oh yeah, no, don't say that. Don't give the game away. Don't give the game away. And Laura, how about you? Did you manage to hide your note?
Yeah, I put it on his toothbrush with 99, found his toothbrush.
Oh, so you'll have to let us know. But if he doesn't find it, that's a worry, isn't it? Oh, you'll have to keep us posted on that one. And Emily, how about you? Did you manage to hide a note?
I'm glad for that reminder yesterday.
Yes, sorry, I normally do it and I completely forgot. Thank you.
I was in the text you and saying, what was the homework? Sam just so happened to be going into the office for the first time today, my partner, and so I put it in his lunchbox. And he just texted, it's very early lunch, and he texted like 20 minutes ago to say, oh, that really cheered me up, thank you. So that's such a nice idea.
Yeah, and it's little, isn't it? That's the whole idea. It's like little things that don't take too much effort from our part to organise. But yeah, a little bit of kindness can go a long way, can't it? And finally, Arana, how about you? Did you manage to hide a note?
Yeah, I did. I did it last night, and I actually it quite wrong when I was writing it. Like I went to find the pen, and I went back and it took an hour and a half to go back to the pen.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I think it made that wasn't like I don't know if it was me to spend the
Well, we live and learn, don't we? We live and learn. So if you haven't done it, so Janine, you and I can do it later today, and we can let everyone know next week. Right, this morning we are going to be learning the leg sequence, and this one is my absolute favourite, and I still do it with Jesse now, and he's 18 months, and Aria saw me doing it with Jesse and was like, oh, do me. So it's one that they still like because the songs are the best ones, and also you have access to their legs every time you change their nappy, so it's one that's a lot easier to incorporate into your rituals or routines. Don't like the word routines. Yeah, it's easier to include it into your day-to-day stuff. So as always, I'm going to teach you the new bit first, then we're going to go back over the chest and the arms and the tummy. So I'm also recording the whole thing because Fiona told me to upload it as a YouTube video, which has just been a game changer. It just didn't even occur to me. I'm not very good with this sort of stuff. So yeah, so if you aren't able to, if your baby is asleep, lucky you, but you can do it later on. So I'm just going to move this down so you can see. Right, thumbs up if you can still see Dolly and still hear me. Lovely. Right. Okay, so if you haven't muted, if you wouldn't mind muting, just so it doesn't switch around the screens. And we're going to start as we always do with the loving touch. So remember, the loving touch is the non-verbal cue to your baby that they're about to be massaged. Remember, it's meant to be a shared experience and not something that we do to our babies, but what we do with our baby. So we do this fully clothed, so starting round the head, stroking all the way down to the feet, and you are going to let your baby know that they're about to have their massage. So Dolly, we're about to have a lovely massage. Are you ready? So it's your chance to see if they are going to be in a place where they want to. Remember, if they don't want to have their clothes taken off, they don't have to. But if they're happy and you're ready, you can start getting them undressed. So for the legs, you can keep the nappies on or off. All babies are different. Some love being, both of mine have always loved being naked, but other babies really hate it. So if you have got the nappy off, don't forget to put your towel over your laps to protect yourself. Right, let's make sure I can be seen in here as well. Right, I can see you already. Right, let's go for it. So the first thing that we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to put some oil in our hands about the size of a 5p and then rub it together. You can rub it over their faces, so it's another cue that they're about to, about to have their massage. And then we're going to take one of their legs in our opposite hand, similar to how we do with the arms. We're going to stroke up towards the hip and glide it back down. But because the legs are wider, we're going to alternate the hands. So we're going up with one hand and down, up with the other and down, up to the hip and down, up to the hip and down. So remember, this stroke here is going to be the stroke that is going to boost the blood back towards the heart. So don't be afraid to apply a bit more pressure on the upstroke. I tend to kind of press fairly hard on the way up and then almost like a tickle down. Lovely. And then swapping over to the other leg. And then from here, similar to the arms, we're going to take our thumbs and we're doing little circles going up the outside of the legs. But we're also going to go up the inside of the leg as well. So with our thumbs going up the inside, remember we glide over the knee, so no direct pressure on the knee joint, and then we skim that hand back down. So this one here is the stroke that is going to boost their lymphatic drainage system. So just rid the body of any toxins, just like when we have a massage. Lovely. So going on to their other leg when you're ready. Remember, top up your oil as and when. Lovely. Then from here, we are going to take one of their thighs in between our hands and we are going to roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Like a big sausage. This was my favourite one. Jessie always had the chubbiest thighs and I just enjoyed it so much. So we're going to roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Then we're going to skim up to the calf muscle and roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it between our hands. In the handout, it will say something like relieves tension. I don't really think that is true. This one is pretty much just for fun. So as we are rolling, obviously there's a song and the song is Jelly on a Plate, but it is to the melody of Knees Up, Mother Brown. So we'll do it twice on each leg. By the end, you will know it. Ready, off we go. Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. We glide up. Wibble, wobble, wibble, wobble, jelly on a plate. And again, jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Gliding up. Wibble, wobble, wibble, wobble, jelly on a plate. Lovely. We're going to come on to the other leg. So starting with the thigh and then we glide up halfway through. Ready, off we go. Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Wibble, wobble, wibble, wobble, jelly on a plate. Last time, I promise. Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Wibble, wobble, wibble, wobble, jelly on a plate. Lovely. From here, we're going to spend some time with their feet. Now, I am not a qualified reflexologist. However, I'm just going to take this cushion out. However, I've had reflexologists in my class who have kind of confirmed everything that I've been saying. So I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, what if it's wrong? With reflexology, there are kind of the main parts of the foot. Now, I have got a diagram which I will be sending you. It's similar to the massage and it's all about the touch. We can't really go too wrong. I'm going to point out the main parts that we want to focus on. Do not do this with your baby's leg. Dolly is just extremely flexible. So one area that we want to focus on is the centre of the foot. This is linked, apparently, to the solar plexus, the kind of that startle reflex. It's the same place on the hand. So if you were to take your thumb and place it in the centre of your hand, it's meant to make you feel quite calm. If you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious, holding onto that spot in your hand is meant to, you can try it now on yourself, it's meant to make you feel quite calm. It's the same with the feet. So you can press in the centre of baby's foot if they're unsettled or grisly, and see if they like it. It's meant to make them feel quite kind of secure, if you like. The other place that I'm going to point out is underneath the toes. Now, underneath the toes is linked to their sinuses. So if baby is quite snotty, which they all are all the time, and if they're teething, this is where you want to rub, underneath the toes. So the other parts to look out for are the big toes linked to the brain. Underneath the big toe is linked to the stomach. But what we are going to do is we're going to rub the whole surface area of the foot, maybe focusing in underneath the toes. You can do this with your baby sat up. So if they've had enough of lying down, by all means sit them up. They don't need to be lying down for this. A little tip that is something that's really lovely to do, even for, even more so for older children. You can put a few drops of lavender oil, mix it in with your massage oil. Don't put it directly onto the skin because it can burn if it's not put with a carrier. So if you put a few drops into the oil and then rub it onto their feet, it's really, really soothing. I've done it with my daughter and she loves it. Sits on the sofa with her feet soaked in oil and lavender. It's meant to make them feel really calm. Anyway, so just taking their foot and either using your thumb or your Peter pointer finger, you're going to rub the whole surface area of the foot, getting in under the toes. They might curl their toes around your finger. It's very cute if they do that, like little monkey toes. And this is another one that you can kind of do at any time. If they sit still for longer than a minute, this is one that you can do, grabbing hold of their feet. And then from here, we're going to move into a song, obviously. So we're going to do this little piggy and we're going to stroke each toe one at a time. But it's this little piggy but with a twist, but you will soon pick it up. We will do it twice. Are you ready? This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had a massage. And this little piggy didn't want one. And this little piggy went all the way home. Lovely. So it's a bit of a twist, but it's basically the same. So moving on to their other foot. So first of all, doing a stroke of the whole surface area of the foot, getting in under the toes. But it's quite instinctive as well, and you can see what they like. Some of them find it really tickly, it's quite funny, but most of them seem to quite like having their feet rubbed. I think it's as we get older, we stop like having our feet touched. And then we're going to come into this little piggy. Ready, off we go. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had a massage. And this little piggy didn't want one. And this little piggy went all the way home. Lovely. From here, we are going to bring the soles of the feet together. So this is where we incorporate a little bit of baby yoga. So we bring the soles of the feet together into a baby lotus. And then we're just going to rock from side to side. So it's a nice little release of the spine. Babies love to be rocked. Mummies quite like to rock as well. Lovely. And then from here, that is the end of the leg sequence. So you can give them a big, big, big cuddle. And then we're going to carry straight on. We're going to go back over the chest and the arms and the tummy. So, placing them back down. If at any point they start kind of not wanting to do it, remember you can still join in with all of the singing. You can have them in your lap. Even if you're just sat doing the singing, remember they love to hear your voice. So, topping up your oil and rubbing it together. And then placing your hands on the chest and taking nice gentle breaths in. And you can sigh out if you want to. And one more for luck. So by doing this, we try and pass on that calming energy to them, and we try and get some eye contact if they will look at us. They don't always do. And then from here, we're going to stroke down from the shoulders and under the ribs. Down from the shoulders and under the ribs. Lovely, and then from here, hands back at heart center. We're then going to sweep up over the shoulders and down the arms. Up over the shoulders and down the arms. Remember, you can sit them up for this one if they prefer. Lovely. Then topping up your oil if you need to. Taking one of their arms in your opposite arm, so similar to the legs, we're doing just a gentle stroke up towards the shoulder and down, up towards the shoulder and down. This one you can sit them up for. Remember, it's all about the power of touch, so it is just trying to get any skin to skin contact with them as you can. As they get older, they do get more wriggly, but massage is still possible. You just have to try and engage them. So when we do massage with toddlers, they don't last anywhere near this amount of time. We just do what we can. Lovely. So from here, we're taking our thumb and we're going up the side of the arm, gliding over the wrist and the elbow and up to the shoulder. That one's actually harder to do sitting up, but more because I'm trying to get my head around what I'm trying to do and it's backwards. Lovely. And then coming on to the other arm, so gliding up towards the shoulder and down, up towards the shoulder and down. And then our little circles. Lovely, and then from here we are taking their hands and we're going to come into Tommy Thumb. So taking one finger at a time, remember lying down or sitting up, it really doesn't matter. So starting with the thumb, ready, off we go. Tommy Thumb, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Peter Pointer, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Toby Tool, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Ruby Ring, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Baby Small, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Lovely, we're going to come on to the other hand. Ready, off we go. Tommy Thumb, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Peter Pointer, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Toby Tool, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Ruby Ring, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Baby Small, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Well done. We're going to do one final sweep up over the shoulders and down the arms, and then we're going to bring them up into a big cuddle and say, well done, you've worked so hard. And then we're going to carry straight on. If you're still with me, you're doing very well. If you're doing what you can, you're also doing really well. So, topping up your oil. This is the tummy, so this is a good one. So, alternating the hands, we're stroking down the tummy. Remember, don't worry about applying pressure. Just make sure you've got your towel over their laps if they have not got a nappy on. Lovely. Any chance you get to get a bit of eye contact, try, because it does release that lovely oxytocin, but sometimes baby will look anywhere in the room except for in your eyes, so don't worry about it. Lovely. Then taking 4 fingers, we're going round the tummy button. Remember, in a clockwise direction, and don't worry to apply a bit of pressure. We're working with their little systems, so if they are constipated, we're just trying to help them move that matter through their little systems. And we're going to sing Round and Round the Garden. Ready, off we go. Round and round the garden, like a teddy bear. 1 step, 2 step, and tickly under there. Lovely, one more time. Round and round the garden, like a teddy bear. 1 step, 2 step, and tickly under there. Lovely. Taking 2 fingers this side, this time. Belly button is the centre of the flower, and you are drawing on your petals, still in a clockwise direction. So you might notice parts of their tummy feel a little bit harder. That could be where matter is lodged. They might wriggle when you do this. It might be uncomfortable for them if they are a bit backed up. But just see what you can do. Well done. And then from here, we're going to take hold of both of their legs, bringing the knees into the chest. If they lock their legs out, which some of them do, both of mine did, you can just give them a little bit of a jiggle and see if they'll release for you. And then taking 1 leg at a time, holding it in. This is the brilliant way for getting rid of windy pops. And swapping over the legs. And the other one. And then we're going to come into a leg cycle. So while we are doing our leg cycle, we're going to sing Daisy, Daisy. Ready, off we go. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage. But you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle made for 2. Let's do it one more time because that's a nice one. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle made for 2. Lovely. We're going to bring the legs into baby lotus once again. Just release the spine, rock from side to side. And while we are here, I'm just going to show you a couple of the little stretches that we do in baby yoga, which is in a similar position to this. So one of the ones that we can do is bringing the legs all the way up. Now Dolly is very flexible, but I have seen real life babies being able to do this too. My baby's legs were always up here. So wherever they are, this is coming into a mini plow and you can rock from side to side. So this is kind of the equivalent of us lying on our backs, hugging our knees into our chest and rocking from side to side. It gives like a little back massage, which is quite nice. So that's one thing that you can do. It's called a mini plow. And then from here, we're going to bring the legs over to one side. So I've brought my baby's legs over to the right. So with my left hand, I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder. And it's kind of coming into a nice little twist. So it's not too much for them. It's just a little bit of a twist. And then coming to the other side. So bringing the legs over to the left or the opposite side. Right hand comes onto the shoulder. So it's a nice little twist for them. So I thought I'd just add that in. It's a couple of bits that we do in baby yoga. Lovely. Right, we have finished. So we're going to show that we've finished by doing our loving touch just a few times, and then we're going to give them a big, 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 big cuddle and say well done, because they've done so, so, so well. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to get your babies dressed. I've got a nice relaxation for you guys to do, and our homework task for this week, which I've had to modify a little bit, but I think it will work. So take your time getting them dressed. They might be quite hungry now, or hopefully, fingers crossed, ready for a sleep. So just while you guys are getting them dressed, I'm just going to run through the legs again. So we had the upward stroke, but we alternate the hands on both sides. Then little circles going up both the outside and the inside. It might really tickle them on the inside, but that's where their legs are the chubbiest, so it's the best bit. And remember, that one is to boost their lymphatic drainage system. There is no pump for that in their bodies, in our bodies. So that's what's going to rid the body of any toxins, which is quite nice. Going up the outside and the other leg as well. And then jelly on a plate, which is just for fun, really. Jelly on a plate. And then the feet. So if you've forgotten all the bits that I said, don't worry. There is a diagram of the foot. But remember, the main parts at the centre of the foot is a nice one, under the toes, big toe and under the big toe. But the diagram will show you all the other bits as well. What else haven't we done? Dinner on a plate. And then baby lotus once again. So we do try and tie a little bit of baby yoga in. Yes, so that is the leg sequence. So before we move on, I'm just going to remind you, well not remind you, I'm going to let you know that next week we're going to be learning the back massage sequence, which is my absolute favourite. So in a face-to-face class, we always sit in a circle and all the babies are on their tummies and they all look in, and it is the cutest thing you've ever seen because they're all kind of looking at each other. It's not quite as good online, but it's still very cute because you can put them facing the screen and then we will get to see their little faces, and they're very cute. So a lot of people, whenever I say about back massage, a lot of people say, oh, my little one hates tummy time, blah, blah, blah. Every time I've done it, because there's been the distraction and other bits and bobs going on, they've always quite liked it. If you know that your baby hates being on their tummy, you've got a whole week to introduce a little bit of tummy time. If you haven't already, tummy time is brilliant for strengthening their back, strengthening their necks, but it's also great for their learning as well, because they've got a different perspective on the world. And it kind of encourages them to eventually come up onto all fours, and it's the kind of beginning parts of crawling. So if your baby hates tummy time, you do have some options. So one thing that we can do is put baby over your knees. It's harder, but it's doable to be over the knees. One thing that you can have prepared is a mirror. So in face-to-face classes, I'll always have a mirror so I can let babies see their faces. Sometimes I have like shakers or stuff for them to grab hold of, but I tend to have that stuff just in case. I've never really had to use it. Depending on how they're getting on, we either rattle through it or take our time. If your baby is teeny, teeny, teeny tiny, which we haven't really got any teeny tiny babies except for Fiona's baby's quite diddy, but even I think she'd be fine. You can do it holding your baby up. So babies who are under the age of 3 weeks, we do it up like this. So you can still do it, you make it work. Remember, it's all about the touch, so it doesn't matter if they're not doing the full sequence when they're that little. But yeah, it's a really nice one because we do a full body sweep and it does feel like it's like a baby spa. It's very cute. Oh, hello, Harry. Did you have a nice nap? You've woken up just in time. Right, are we all dressed? We're all good. Lovely. So if you have your music with you, you can put on your chilled music, or a lot of yoga teachers would say that you shouldn't use music for Shavasana because you should listen to the sounds going on around you. I personally like a bit of music, but it's completely up to you, and if you don't have any, it doesn't matter. So wherever you are, if it's sitting up, you can sit up with your baby on your lap, or give them a nice cuddle. If you can lie down and you're on your own, even better. If you have bubbles, you are winning. My bubble machine is massive and makes a loud noise, so I use it in face-to-face classes, but it would be a disaster if I used it online because you wouldn't be able to hear anything else. But wherever you are, we're just going to close the eyes very gently, and we're just going to take some time tuning into our breathing. So noticing the breath as it comes in through the nose, and then noticing how it feels as it comes out through your nose as well. Or if you want to, you can sigh it out if that feels a bit better. Sometimes sighing out the breath really helps you to de-stress if you're feeling quite anxious or overwhelmed. So we're going to try for 10 slow, gentle breaths, either in and out through the nose or in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're going to count them. So we're going to inhale 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 4, inhale 5, exhale 6, inhale 7, exhale 8, inhale 9, exhale 10. And if you can, you're going to start again from 1. Breathing in your own time, counting to 10, and each time just allow yourself to let go anything you're holding on to, anything from your week that's bothered you, or maybe it's a particular muscle that feels tight. Just imagine your body just releasing and letting go. And if you have got your baby on your lap, remember that as your breathing calms down, they pick up on that, and they in turn can start to chill as well. And if you do this with your baby from this age, we really are teaching them great habits for using the breath to calm themselves down. And if they're learning this at such a young age, hopefully we're producing a generation of very chilled out kids. That's the idea anyway. That's my idea anyway. Giving them strategies for coping with their emotions, with coping with anxiety and feeling overwhelmed. So keep that breathing going if you can. I know it's difficult when you've got little ones with you. Remember, even just by tuning into your breath and acknowledging your breath, it helps bring you into a very present kind of space where hopefully your mind can't wander off too much. But remember, if it does, it doesn't matter. You can just bring it back. And I'm going to leave you with a poem that I actually came across when I was looking for something else on active births. I came across this, but I thought that it was quite a lovely find. So just while you are lying or sitting or cuddling your baby, I'm just going to read you. It doesn't have a name, and I don't know who it's by either. Love is patient, love is kind, love is gradually losing your mind. Love is sticky, love is grabby. Love is not minding the most disgusting nappy. Love is gentle, love is loud. Love is feeling insanely proud. Love is laughter, love is tears. Love is calming their little fears. Love is yes and love is no. Love is hugs you don't want to let go. Love is tantrums, love is screams. Love is them smiling even in their dreams. Love is rice cakes, love is bananas. Love is little warm bodies in pyjamas. Love is whispered, love is yelled. Love is little arms outstretched to be held. Love starts giant and then love grows. Love is picking a little person's nose. Love is lonely. Love is a mess. Love can be hard, we must confess. Love is frustration and shouting, shit. Love is not knowing how we did without it. So when you are ready, you can come up to a sit if you're not already. And I hope, even if you manage 10 gentle breaths in, I think you're winning. Even 10 can make a big difference. So, before I love and leave you, I'm going to leave you with your homework task for this week. Now, I've had to modify it a bit. I think I told you guys that the lady that has created these cards is coming up with a pack especially for mums, which is genius, because a lot of the stuff that she says, like bake cookies and deliver them to your place of work, who has time for that when you've got a baby? And we're in a global pandemic. And this, even this one isn't really appropriate, but I'm going to modify it. So this is what it should be. Compliment your colleague. Your kind words might give them the boost or confidence or happiness they need to make their day go so much better. Now, a lot of us are on maternity leave and we are not working. So I thought, how can we change this a little bit to make it fit our situation? So I thought, instead of complimenting a colleague, you could just compliment anybody in your life and trying to fit one compliment into your day. So each day until next week, trying to really mindfully think about the way that we're speaking to the people around us and try and fit in at least one compliment to somebody else each day. I hope that seems doable. I like to think that even by consciously thinking about it, like trying to do it, it will kind of change the way that we speak to our loved ones. I'm terrible for it. I'm the worst morning person ever, and I'm so horrible to Tom in the morning. But I don't mean it. So if I try and consciously think, right, I'm going to think kind words, try and compliment people, I hope that that might try and change my mindset a little bit, and hopefully for you guys too. So you're going to try and fit in one compliment to somebody every day. Do we think we can do it? Yeah, I think we can. I think it's kind of an easy one, but I will remind you. I got terrible at reminding people about homework this week, but I will. I'll write it down and I'll send it onto the group as well. So, is there anything else? No. Yeah. So next week we're doing the back massage. It is my favourite one. As always, don't worry if your baby is sleeping, because you can still join in and you can still watch. Yeah. Hope you have a really, really lovely week, everybody, and remember, be careful in the sun with the oil. Remember to dab it off. All right, lovelies, I will see you next week. Take care of yourself, everybody.
Bye.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye.